I can tell you, you polluted the water more than us. You polluted the water more than us. I can tell you, you polluted the water more than us. You polluted the water more than us.
Minim say mumu bebre ehu sa video ya me boy bebre so ahwe dada. Na yenyina enim Honorable Annor Dompre e parliament for abroad. Omo ebobo sise galam say they were say yensuo ni yensase ama say eduru yemfiefie bu nyina no e parliament asem o sorry kan say NDC for na say aye galam say mu pollute nsuo bebre. Meanwhile mona more power some find solutions to it. Na Honorable Suhuyini no parliament or abras and same way nyina esi na after parliament no minority hodi press statement like omuye press briefing na omudi nsem beto to Ghana ene Metro TV Good Morning Ghana so no wa responded to Honorable Annor Dompre pa no we so we sending message to Akuffo Addo say Akuffo Addo so ebe addressing nation on the state of Ghana mining illegal and illegal mining to the extent say obi anim so affiliate with galamsey fight no enti Honorable Suhuyini sending message strong one amano menkasa bebre yenko video.
I can tell you, you polluted the water more than us. You polluted the water more than us. I can tell you, you polluted the water more than us. You polluted the water more than us.
In fact, yesterday I was scandalized. I was very calm during the sittings yesterday. I don't know how I sprung to my feet when I heard the, chief whip of the majority make that very ridiculous statement that, UNDC, you polluted more than...
Is that the water bodies were... Well,
why do we ridicule ourselves as politicians like this all the time? That's all I was thinking when I sprang to my feet.
What did you say?
Is that... I didn't get the speakers... I didn't catch the speakers.
You didn't catch his eye.
I mean, is that a response? Is that how low we have gotten to? A race to the bottom. That's what this is about. Oh, you polluted. I mean, I was just scandalized. I just thought of myself as a young man out there not involved in politics and hearing a supposed leader speak this way and the disgust that I was going to feel. And that's what they do. Trying to equalize it as if that justifies it. Trying to create that, twin brothers when there's none. I mean, the Minister for Local Governments, the Minister for Local Government, the former Minister for Local Government, what's his name? Her name, Alima Mahama, in 2018, addressed the press together with MCs and told us, the whole country, that they had a report that shows that MCs and DCs were engaged in illegal mining. Were they NDC appointees? Up till today, not a single one of them have been arrested and prosecuted. But at least the minister told us that they have a report that they are engaged, appointees of the government. When did you ever have that under the previous NDC government? How many of those MCs and DCs are in jail and in prison? Don't we know that Akonta mining belongs to the chairman of the New Patriotic Party in Ashanti region? Don't we know
the president said Akonta mining is not involved in
Ghana. Don't we know that the minister of Lands and Natural Resources admitted with and agreed with civil society organizations that Akonta mining was engaged in illegal mining in a forest reserve? Didn't the president clear Akonta mining even before an investigation started? Why is the owner of Akonta mining not in jail? And so when President Mahama tells you that those, hungry young people who do not have the opportunity to get jobs because of your mismanagement of the economy and have fallen prey to your destruction of the environment are not those who should be in jail. What has he said wrong? When your MCs and DCs that you told us were engaged in it are not in jail, when your original chairman is not in jail, and the young men and women who, because of your reckless management of the economy, cannot find other means of survival, are arrested in the pits and put in jail. Is that a solution to the problem? And so when President Mahama says that they are not the people to target to resolve the problem, it is a logical and commonsensical position. If anybody should be in jail, it should be the MCs that the minister at the time said were engaging in it. It should be the people who were caught on camera during the Annor investigation, who were in plush offices at the presidency. They should be in jail. And they are the people that His Excellency President Mahama is assuring that when he becomes president again, they will be in jail. Maybe you can call it a prisoner swap.
Okay.
We will grant the amnesty as he's promising to those who shouldn't be even in the business that they are in, if they are properly catered for and given the necessary tools to operate. And then the kingpins.
Honorable Member of Parliament say.
And the kingpins. The kingpins. The kingpins are those who should be in jail. And so you see, Annie,
yes,
we are saying that we will, recategorize the mining sector into large scale, small scale, and medium scale. We'll decentralize the supervision and licensing regimes to make supervision, more tenuous and the licensing less cumbersome. And we also talked about the Galamsey issue. And you see, it's not just the pollution of our water bodies or the devastation that we see in our forest reserves. It is also the existential threat that it poses to all of us and the ecosystem in general. Look, we yesterday at the press conference also thought that all that has to be said on this matter have been said by everybody concerned. The fact that about 60% of our water bodies are polluted as a result of this illegal activity. The fact that about 50% of water processed by Ghana Water Company today, get discarded because of the salinity levels and because of the fact that, the cost of even processing water has also astronomically gone up. We have said all of this, and the threat that we face, the threat of possible importation of water for use in this country, we have said all of that. All the experts have spoken about the dangers that we face. The impunity is something we live with. Our railway lines are not spared by this illegal conduct today. Our highways, in fact, recently the Konongo-Kumasi highway, we saw the videos and the ridiculous explanation from the MC that people got permission to go and do desilting or something, only for them to later on realize that they were actually engaged in mining very close to the highway, threatening the integrity of that road. And look at our water bodies today. I mean, everybody has said what has to be said and done what has to be done. I recall the media campaign that was waged and the time and the resources that the media committed to this. Now it has gotten to a time, Annie, as members of the Lands and Natural Resources Committee, we think that the President, His Excellency, must address the nation on the state of our environment. If COVID was that important for us to have a fellow Ghanaians address, I do not think that the threat that we face from this canker is less than the threat that COVID posed at the time.
I agree with you.
It may not be as immediate as COVID was, but if you look at the threats to water, to our railway lines, to our highways, to even our very existence, it has become necessary that the president commits time to address the nation on the state of our environment alone. And so, at the press conference yesterday, we made that passionate appeal. And we hope that well-meaning Ghanaians, civil society organizations, and stakeholders will help us demand that from our president. We all know that he's lame duck. We all know that he's in his dying, ages of his presidency. We know that he checked out long ago and told us a new leader will have to come and solve our problems.
You can't confirm that.
He said that. He checked out.
But he still...
But he wouldn't have told us that it's a new leader that will come and change our problems. We know he checked out. But the fact is that he remains the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. He remains the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. And remains the president of the Republic of Ghana. And so, with all the opportunities available to him, we will disregard the fact that he checked out long ago and still hold him responsible and demand that at least he gives us a statement on the state of our environment. Because even as we talk about possible food crisis this year, you cannot rule out the impact of this illegal galamsey that is, done with impunity. We talk about the crisis with Cocoa Board and our finances, and you cannot rule out the impact of this galamsey and the impunity with which it is done. And so every sphere of life is affected by the destruction that we see with our environment. And that is why it is important that the president addresses the nation and at least give us some direction, give us some clarity, and help us all identify what else we can do and how else we can contribute to ameliorate the situation. In the meantime also, we think that some heads must roll. I mean, for example, how is it possible that the MC in what's the name of the district where Konongo is still at post? How on earth?
The one who said we should.
How on earth?
We should attack the police.
Yes. How on earth is he still at post?
Yes.
Given the level of destruction by the highway under his watch and the ridiculous explanations that he came up with. Now I understand they are doing some reclamation exercise. I mean, how does he even have
reclamation exercise?
That's what I hear. I heard it yesterday in the news. You may have to go and check and see. They have succeeded in now driving the people out, and they are now trying to do a reclamation exercise. We need to check that, and I'm sure that very soon we'll be going there as a committee.
It's not true.
So I'm saying that, look, Annie.
Eric, is it true
that they have done a reclamation exercise?
That you are doing?
Who is doing?
I don't know.
In the Konongo area. But Annie, I'm saying that it is even ridiculous. Okay, it's even ridiculous. No, I mean, I'm talking specifically to the one that came.
I mean, we spoke with the Rastas.
I know that the whole of Konongo, most parts of Konongo already, the impunity is going on.
He is in the ground almost all the time. That's his work.
Yeah.
And the today reports, there's nothing like reclamation.
Well.
No.
So what you see, that adds to the problem, and that's why I'm saying that I cannot understand why heads are not rolling. It's as if, yes, like I said, the president has checked out.
Okay.
Otherwise, how is it possible that an MCE like that is still at post? How is it possible that the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, who clearly, from the things that we uncovered and shared during our press conference, seem to be more interested in private interest promotion than protecting the public interest, especially in our state lands and forest reserves. So I cannot repeat it enough that the president must speak to the nation. We need to, for example, understand why we still have LI 2462, you know, passed by the environment minister to allow for mining in our forest reserves, when only a couple of years ago the president was promising us that, you know, he was banning mining in forest reserves and even putting his presidency on the line. We need to understand and reconcile those two positions.
I remember Mr. Simin Kombos has said on this platform that there is nothing wrong with mining in forest reserves as long as you put in the right procedures after mining.
I've had this conversation with him repeatedly, and I have said on many occasions that at our level of development, let me not even call it development, at our level of destruction, you cannot guarantee sustainable mining in our forest reserves.
Okay.
So it is better that we restrict it generally and protect the forest reserves from mining. At our level of destruction, we cannot guarantee and supervise sustainable mining in our forest reserves.